What's up, everyone? I'm Cardi-C, the baseball card collector, and today we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to be giving an overview of one of the hobby's newest and most exciting platforms, Card Ladder. I've titled this The 5 Reasons Why I Am Sold on Card Ladder. For those of you that don't know what Card Ladder is, it is the brainchild of the guys over at the House of Jordans podcast and Josh from Cardboard Chronicles. They really have a vision here to tell the story of the hobby through data. They're going through and cleaning out eBay sold data for us. They're putting it nice and neatly on the ladder to show the velocity, the momentum that any particular card has, and visually displaying that for collectors to be in a very nice and digestible format. So we're going to go over the 5 reasons why I'm sold on Card Ladder today. But if you enjoy today's content, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell to be notified anytime I come out with a new video. But without further ado, let's hop in. All right, so here is the home page of Card Ladder, and this is the perfect spot to get us started. So my number one reason that I am sold on Card Ladder is that I have a lot of trust with the guys that have built out the tool. Chris from House of Jordans and Josh from Cardboard Chronicles know their stuff, and they're making data integrity the number one feature of the tool, because if your data is garbage, it doesn't matter how many bells and whistles you have, how good the data visualization is, because it's all meaningless. So to just show you guys what they're doing to make sure that the data in this tool is good, we're gonna go click on NEWSFEED over here and take a look at this purgatory section. So this is something that they'll update every day. There's a list of transactions that they've excluded from the database for one reason or another. And as someone that buys and sells cards pretty regularly, I don't think I do enough to make sure that when I'm looking at eBay comps, they're legit. So it's nice to be able to have someone that goes through and does that for me. So to show you what I'm talking about, we're going to click on this Prism Giannis Silver, and we see that it sold for $224 best offer. So at first glance, you might say that doesn't seem too out of the ordinary. There's no suspicious activity going on. But then if we just copy this and look back at the ladder, so we'll see over here the 2018 Prism Giannis. This is the card details section. You have a bunch of information up here. You have links to its PSA pop report. You can compare it to another card. You could go to buy it now eBay listings or just the regular eBay listings. So if we click on that, we'll see a cleaned eBay search link. So what they're doing here is they're taking the card that we're looking for, and that's highlighted, and then they're backing out and filtering out all these different parallels and sort of junk detail listings that we don't want appearing in the feed. But what we're doing here is we're going to look at what things are currently priced for compared to what this card sold for yesterday. So again, $224 it sold for yesterday. Meanwhile, you have 13 listings coming up for this card. But out of those 13, you have, I think it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of the 13 listings that are up there right now are currently less than the $225. So this could be a totally legitimate transaction. This seller has over 8,000 feedback, so it might have just been that someone was buying a bunch of cards from this seller, and they wanted to include this card to sort of group up on shipping. It could be legitimate, but they paid $25 to $30 more than what they could have gotten from other sellers on the platform. So what Chris, Josh, and their team do is they'll go through and they'll flag those transactions and put them into purgatory. They'll rely on people to come forward with additional information to support this sale. Or if we start to see in here that these $200 silver prisms are being scooped up, and then you only see cards listed at $300, it makes us feel like the sale is a little bit more legitimate. So I'm not quite sure the exact process to get these sales moved out of purgatory, but as a consumer, it makes me feel a lot better that they're actively monitoring this information, because if you look at the 1,000+ cards they have in their database, no one has time to go through and do that individually. So that's number one, the trust behind the creators. Reason number two on why I'm buying Card Ladder is just the price. If you had been to Terapeak before, that's eBay's search engine or pricing history tool, they charge $19 a month. And Card Ladder is only $15 a month. You compare that to other hobby tools that are looking to accomplish the same thing, which is provide consumers with some clear, strong data and be able to visualize and track that to get an instant snapshot of the market. The big one that comes to mind is Sport Card Investor's Market Mover tool, and that's $50 a month. Just insane for what it's trying to do. These guys are building out and curating this database of cards, and they're making sure that that data is clean. I am much more willing to spend that $15 a month to subscribe to Card Ladder and have the trust of guys that know what they're doing than spend an extra $35 a month to get access to a tool that might have more of those bells and whistles. But that's number two. Number three is this NEWSFEED. I really like this feature, and it's become a daily routine for me. I'll log on to Card Ladder in the morning and search through the ladder headlines. It's really a snapshot of what went on in the hobby yesterday. Now, both Chris and Josh are heavy basketball guys, so a lot of this content really trends basketball. But to their defense, if we go back to the ladder, you'll see that most of the cards on the ladder that have the most momentum are basketball. So you don't see another sport pop up until number 14 with Wander Franco's blue Bowman Chrome refractor numbered out of 150. But as someone that's trying to expand their hobby knowledge, this is a great source of information for me. They have a daily sales recap. We already went over the purgatory and excluded sales. And as someone that has a pretty big baseball collection, I will pop this open every day to see if there are any new cards that were added that I own, and I can merge my card profile with what they've added to the database. So then the other thing I just wanted to point out on the ladder specifically was you see a lot of high-priced cards here. The 2000 Bowman Chrome Tom Brady in a PSA 10, current value $6,200. 96 Topps Chrome Kobe Bryant PSA 10, $10,000. As much as I want to play in those markets, I don't have the capital to. If I want a snapshot of what's going on in the baseball hobby, I will filter here by baseball, max price of $500, and really get a snapshot of what I'm looking at. So up atop the board is Luis Robert, his PSA 9 Bowman Chrome. Soto, his 2019 Topps update is starting to rise. So I'll go in here and I'll just scroll through to see if there's anything that really pops out. Anyone that might be trending or might be worth keeping an eye on. So number 4 is the ability to drill down into a card's sales data and really see if there's any seasonal trends that you can take advantage of. This is actually a card that I own, the 2017 Bowman Ronald Acuna Jr. first Bowman Chrome in a PSA 10. I got it for $35 from a card show and submitted it. It ended up getting a 10, and I couldn't be happier. But if we want to take a look at the sales chart to try and see what is going on with this particular card, they do a really good job laying out exactly what's happened with the sales history of this card. Just something to note, if you're a very right-brained analytical person, this is a perfect sort of platform to test your theories out on. Now, number 5 is the reason that I'm sold on Card Ladder, and it is the My Collection feature. It gives you a very easy way to track the value of your collection and gives you a great way to just visualize what you have in your inventory. So before we get through the mechanics, let's just scroll down a little bit and check out what I currently have in my collection. And I'm not sure what other people have done to track their collection. I was really struggling figuring out what to do. I was using Excel spreadsheets, I was using Access databases, I had tried out trading card database, and there was really nothing that I could find that neatly laid out what I paid for the card, what the current market price was, and visualize the card in almost a binder format so that I could pop it open and take a look at what I had at any given point in time. And the My Collection feature in Card Ladder really does that. Now, the biggest complaint I've heard from other collectors is that if you aren't a basketball guy, you're going to have a lot of cards that aren't on the Card Ladder yet. So, like, why are you going to pay $15 a month if they're not actively tracking the value of your cards for you? And I have a very simple answer to that. They're not tracking them now, but they will. In talking to both Chris and Josh about the tool, they want every collector's card, even if it's an 87 Topps Mike Greenwell or a 1992 Donruss Tim Wakefield, they want those cards on the ladder and they want to be tracking it for you. But I think there's lots of value in here outside of just having them track the value for you. You can see from my collection, this little lock here, that there's still a decent amount of cards that haven't been added to the database yet. And that doesn't trouble me whatsoever because my plan is once a month to come in and add a member estimated value here. And the easiest way to do that is just to click on the card and then hit this right now on eBay, and you'll see that they've been filtered out for anything that shouldn't be included in the listing. So now instead of going through and having to type this out every single month when I was looking to update the value of my collection, I'm pressing one button. Now I'll add out the qualifier or throw the qualifier out there that for the member estimated cards or the cards that you add to your collection, you have to be the one to go through and do this. Let me show you how easy it is to add a card. So I have a 2010 Topps Chrome Wrapper Redemption of Buster Posey right here. This is the raw card. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to add this card to the database. The first thing that you're going to want to do is just make sure that it's not up there already. So we're going to search for Buster Posey. There's nothing up in the ladder yet, so we're just going to hit add. We didn't see the card in the database, so we can add it ourselves. I paid, let's just say $20 for it. We should try and estimate the value for one. Go down to sold. You'll see 25, 26, 28, 47, before it. So we'll add 25, and let's just say I bought it on July 1st. What we can do here is type in the player. This is from 2010. Topps Chrome. Now the variation can be a little bit. Wrapper, redemption, refractor. Wrapper, redemption, refractor. And it is card number 221 in the set. Click, and it's in baseball. And this is going to be raw. There we go. Now, this is what we technically need to do, but in order to get that functionality of having that clean eBay listings, I'm going to go into Show Advanced, and they have a spot for eBay query here. All right, I think we got it. Yep, everything's clean now. We're going to copy the search listing and paste it into here. Now, the last step is getting a clean picture and look at images. And what we know, the cleanest copy of this card is from Amazon. So we're just going to right click. Super clean. We can hit add. This card will be added to our collection. Now, you might be asking yourself, like, do I really want to invest the time up front to go through and do all of that just to get a single card added to my collection? The answer for me is yes, because I want to visualize all the cards that I have in my collection. So I'm super excited to continue to use the My Collection feature. You can see that my all-time ROI has already doubled from when I really started getting back into serious collecting in late 2017, early 2018. I hope Card Ladder has great success and it can become a tool that I can use to help grow my collection and really help me make decisions on when to pull the trigger. And as someone that really values data when it comes to buying and selling and making decisions in my hobby, I think Card Ladder is at the center point of that discussion. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you feel like you got a comprehensive tour of Card Ladder, how I'm using it. I have added all my graded cards to the collection. I think I'll probably add a decent portion of my raw cards, but I'm definitely going to go through and sort of apply an internal price filter onto it. Maybe anything valued over $25, I'll go through and add to the system just so I can get a better idea of what I have in my possession at any given time to be able to make those buying and selling decisions. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Card Ladder and other applications out in the market that are trying to take eBay sales data and really make them available to the masses. TerraPeak was the start, but we need something a little bit more collector focused and collector oriented, and I think that's exactly what Card Ladder does. But that's all I got for you today. I'm Cardi-C, the baseball card collector. We'll catch you guys later.